TGC Requiem here with Grixis Shadow. 2-3 in the, or 1-1 in the league, 2-3 in games so far. We're on the draw. Pretty sure we're keeping this. It's a good mix of spells. We only have one land, but we can kind of hope to draw / Serum Visions into a second land. Opponent has mulligan down to 5. Keeping 5. And puts a card on bottom. So that's a solid start for us. I think we definitely want to start blue-red here. What's green-white? You could be looking at abs, and I guess we want to go blue-black. If we end up needing the bolts there, they're going to be more likely to be... I don't know that we really need the Stubborn Denial based on this draw. I'm going to put that on the bottom for now, and we're going to throw that Delta on top. That way we can get our red source out there next turn. Okay, so this is probably Bogles, I'm thinking. Yep. So we're going to start running out... what? Lifelink increase? Okay. I guess it's probably not a huge difference from the one that gains life versus being lifelink. A little different when you can gain double the life off of the other card, but... And we're going to go Blood Crypt here. Yes, this is some jank. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand. Put the rest in your graveyard. Enchant creature gets +1 and has protection from creatures. So that's going to be a problem when we're talking about trying to get our Death Shadows bigger. So Commune with the Gods is actually pretty good as a filtering card for him. But we can't let him block our creature or just run past our creature all willy-nilly. So I'm assuming we're going to see a Commune here just to set up his draw. Possible he runs out like a Core Spirit Walker or something. Okay, that's fine. Turn on our Death Shadow, please. So we have the choice to fire off a bolt at him or one at ourselves to make our shadows big enough to block. I think this turn it's worth firing it off at ourselves. I would assume we see a Commune here. What do we got? Open the armory, search your library for an aura or equipment card. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Sorry, my son woke up and came running into the room. Okay, let's see. Does it say he put Glade Cover Scout? Okay, so we know he has Glade Cover Scout in hand. Unfortunately, Fatal Push isn't going to do us any good here at all. It's possible we want to hold both lightning bolts back to make ourselves bigger. If we go for an attack and he doesn't block, we may have the ability to just close him out. Firing the bolts at him essentially equates to 6 damage versus plus 6 damage from the creature, which is 12 damage if we just had one creature going in. If we fired both of those bolts at ourselves and we attacked with both creatures, those creatures grow from 6s to 12s. 24 damage. Daybreak Coronet. Ooh, still not quite big enough. So if we play a Watery Grave here, these both become 8/8s. The thing is we can't attack with both. So I think we definitely want to run this to make it a little bit bigger. Really put the pressure on him to block. If he has a path, we're done, but we were done either way. So the hope here is this next turn we can attack with both creatures. And the lightning bolts, but he's probably playing a Glade Cover Scout, so we may have to just attack once. Core Spirit Dancer, that actually turns on our Fatal Push at least. If we... He's out of cards in hand. If we attack with both creatures, he has to block with both. He loses Spider Umbra, but he's going to gain the life. We're not going to be able to bolt. I think we just attack for one, assume he's going to jump with the Glade Cover Scout. So even if he does double block, he gains 5 life, up to 13. He loses the Spider Umbra, but the Totem Armor keeps on, so he's a 4/4. All he has to do is draw any enchantment, and we're basically dead. So we definitely are just attacking for one here. Or with one creature. And that's perfect. Loses that. Down to a 4/4. That makes whatever enchantment he gets still smaller than a Death Shadow. Alright, so Gurmag Angler is actually nice here. This allows us to attack with both. Now he has to block with both. We can throw the Gurmag Angler down post-combat. Alright. So we get their turn 7 against Bogles. Bogles is not actually that great of a matchup from what I understand. He obviously drew poorly there, so that's a big part of why we were able to do what we did with his, get as much time as we got, basically. We'll be on the draw for the post-board game here. Let's see, Surgical Extraction would be pretty good. Stubborn's going to be good. Don't think we want any of these. Anger could be good. Fulminator can be good. And I think Liliana possibly could be good. Let's take a look and see what we want to pull out here. So I like Surgical Extraction for being able to attack their creature base. They have very few creatures. I think we can pull a Fatal Push, and I think we could probably pull a couple bolts pretty easily. It's possible we want to pull them all. Kolaghan's Command, again, we can't target their creatures. We can make them discard cards, however, which is pretty nice. Give me just a moment here. I actually think we're going to pull all the bolts here. Reach is probably not going to matter in the end. I don't know that Kolaghan's Command is going to be what we're looking for either, though. A couple Fatal Push is just to kind of handle core Spirit Dancer. I actually think we're going to pull Kolaghan's Commands here, and then probably Street Wraith. So we're 1-0 in the match so far. This looks like a good hand. Push is a little weak, but in general, pretty good. Opponent kept his 7. Never a great sign when you're playing a Bogles player if they keep their opening 7. Red blue. We want another red black land probably here. And we're looking to turn on our Death Shadow ASAP. That and or our Gurmag Angler. Going for red black here to get access to the double red for Anger of the Gods. I totally clicked on the wrong land. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and Street Wraith. That is just a straight up accident. I meant to click on... I totally meant to click on a black-red land. Blood Crypt. I was not focused on the screen very well, though. Well, at the very least, hopefully this will allow us to turn on our... The big frustration here is just that even though we're going to be able to turn on our Gurmag Angler, we're not going to have access to the double black this turn that we were looking forward to. And then I targeted, wow, I'm just like zoning out here. Targeted my opponent, meant to target myself. Granted, if we do draw into a Surgical Extraction, that'll work out, but definitely not what we were going for there. So we could go either Angler or Death Shadow. The opponent went for a Daybreak Coronet, which makes me think he has a plan for this turn. Wants the Coronet, so he's probably going to go like Ethereal Armor and something else this turn, or he has another land, he's going to go Ethereal Armor and Daybreak Coronet. So what we will actually do here is Thoughtseize right now. Unfortunately, take another turn off, but yeah. We actually have a Fatal Push, that's great, so yeah, we'll just take this. He's got a couple lands. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go Dryad Arbor. Well, no, because he's probably going to want to run out the Spider Umbra and the Spirit Dancer to draw a card, so he probably will lead with Plains. Now we're going to try and possibly shut him off green, man. I guess we really got to get the Gurmag Angler and Death Shadow down this turn. I guess we don't have to get Bolt down, and we're definitely Fatal Pushing the core Spirit Dancer. We can't let him recurringly draw cards. So he's going to run that out, and then Spider Umbra, presumably on the Bogle. If he puts it on the Spirit Dancer, that's like phenomenal for us, right? And that lets him draw a card. So we're actually in a position where Swamp is phenomenal. We really don't need to take that extra damage. So we'll kill this guy off. And we're good for now. Gets to the Coronet. Oh, and Ethereal Armor. That hurts. So that's going to be game. We're going to have to chump here. I don't think we have any way to even handle this at that point. No, we don't have anything in our deck to deal with this, except for having a bigger Death Shadow. Which I suppose if we peel a Death Shadow, that's a possibility. Pretty good draws there for him. Alright, that's game, right? We can't say we play a creature, we have to block, sack. I suppose it's possible. If he doesn't get trample here and we peel a Death Shadow and he doesn't get any other creatures, it's possible we could fetch, make our Death Shadow slightly bigger so that it can attack. So we're just basically trading off the Gurmag Angler. Yeah. One moment. Alright, sorry, I had kids jumping in. They needed the hot glue gun. Don't worry, they're doing it with my mom, or with my wife, so. This is totem armor as well. Just gotta really hope he doesn't draw into anything here. Almost any enchantment will make his ethereal armor bigger. I suppose we didn't technically have to... Yeah, that's game. Okay, we can block here. Yeah, yep. We're just gonna concede. Technically we wouldn't have lost till the next turn, but there's almost nothing we could have drawn there to do anything. If his Dried Arbor didn't have totem armor, we would have been in a little bit different situation there. We might have tried to hope we drew one more Death Shadow. So we'll be on the play this game, which helps. Still like where we are with the cards. I don't think there's anything else we're really looking to bring in or bring out. Just hoping to get off to a faster start maybe with this hand. Maybe hope the Bogles player has a little bit more of a questionable play. So this is actually phenomenal. This is exactly how you want to start against Bogles. You want to rip a creature out of their hand, and then they don't have a creature, and then you win the game before they get one. That's really what you're looking for. So we'll keep this. Again, we're going to lead on the Misty Rainforest, just because it doesn't get anything except for the blue sources. So our opponent must have maybe a creature, but a really questionable hand. Yeah, okay, so he's mulligan down to 6. It's down to 5 now, deciding whether he wants to go to 4. Decides to keep the 4, or the 5 rather, and puts a card on the bottom. Alright, so we're going to lead on Watery Grave. And we're actually going to go Inquisition here. Daybreak's good, but he can't do anything without a creature. Opponent's just telling me that he thinks our deck's cool. Alright, so opponent plays the Temple Garden. Just telling him how, well, he's telling me how cool he thinks this deck is, which is totally good, but, or I totally agree with. Grixis is notoriously terrible against enchantments in general. The one reason that this is actually a little better than, say, like the Grixis control is at least Death Shadow can block, you know. Normally, you don't always get that big. So we're going to go ahead and fetch for don't have that much red that we're looking to do. Maybe Anger of the Gods, so we're going to have a lot more blue. I think we're going to go for a Watery Grave here. And I think we're just going to go for Daybreak Coronet. Fatal Push is actually going to be able to get Dryad Arbor, which is pretty great for us. If he ends up playing out the Dryad Arbor here because he needs a creature. He's actually going to go for the Umbra, so we're going to just kind of get the blowout here with our 1 of 2 of Fatal Push. So we know he has a forest and not much else. And I don't know that we really need to do much. I think we're just going to protect against a path here. Hold that Street Wraith in response to a path, Street Wraith, Stubborn Denial. Alrighty. Sorry, he's just talking to me about Bluetron here. I apologize. This is probably just stop talking to him so I can finish the video, but looks like he's maybe considering trying to get into Bluetron. So I think here we definitely are good to just Thoughtseize. We have the Snapcaster and Stubborn Denial to make sure his Bogle doesn't get any bigger. So I'm good to go ahead and fire off this Thoughtseize. Looks like he's got a path maybe, so thankfully we have a Stubborn. We just gotta hope he doesn't hit a second path here while our defenses are down. So the fact that he is going to, okay, he's not even going to attack, which means he's probably got a pretty weak draw. We're not even going to fire off the Serum Visions here. Just want to hold up Snapcaster, Stubborn Denial. Anything that he can do to hurt us requires casting a spell that Stubborn Denial could counter. Alright. So that's gonna cost us another couple turns. This might, hopefully he'll fire off the Bogle, no. So, alright, so now that he's tapped out and done this, we're actually gonna fire off the Fatal Push. We don't need Stubborn Denial because he's gonna have to chump block with his Slippery Bogle. kill that Spirit Dancer. Alright, he's conceded. Alright, so we get the win there on, it looks like it would have been turn 6, possibly turn 7. I think I actually marked that as a 7 because we wouldn't have gotten through that turn. But yeah, I think it's a little bit better matchup than maybe the Grixis control versions have against Bogles, just because your creatures do get big enough to actually block and slow them down from attacking at times, except for maybe when they get like their Spirit Mantle that gives them protection from creatures. But yeah, a little bit better than the Grixis control matchups, which were basically almost entirely dependent on drawing like their 1 or 2 of engineered explosives. So all right, so we're up to a 2-1 start to the league. Not bad considering I haven't played very many games with the list so far. Up to 4-4. Deck feels flexible. I feel like we played 2 decks that are maybe not the greatest matchups. We probably could have won that first matchup, or at least the first game of that first matchup, had I not been quite as aggressive as I was. I actually felt way more comfortable in the situation than I should have, and that cost us 1 game and cost us the ability to try and play the 3rd one. So we'll be back with more videos hopefully tomorrow morning. These will be all for today, and I hope you enjoy.